How to manifest, ignoring the facts, and an example. Hey, Scott Haug here with the Manifestation Accelerator, where results and manifestations are made easy. In today's video, we're going to be going over a couple of how-to principles of manifestation with an example that will really help to clarify and understand what we're talking about here in order for you to understand how to manifest better and better. Just before we jump into the content, throw a like on the video as you do so. It's going to send out to a lot more people, and together we can raise the consciousness of this planet. Also, click subscribe and then click the bell icon to get notified when we send out other great manifestation how-to content. We got meditations, exercises, and things and tools in order for you to grow and expand. All right, let's get started. So, how to manifest, right? Manifestation can be a puzzling game, and sometimes it's not really understood, like, how does this whole manifestation game work, because you can't see it, right? And sometimes the facts in your life, the physical reality that you have going on around you, can seem like it's opposite or opposing to what you really want. So for example, if you want a large sum of money in your bank account, you want say $50,000 even in your checking account, but you only have $5,000 in your checking account, you're going to see that, like, you're going to put in your mind that you want $50,000 in your checking account, but you're going to log into your bank statement and you're going to see that it's only $5,000, right? So it's like a lot of the facts around you, your reality is going to say otherwise. You're going to want something, but your reality is going to say otherwise. The very important thing is we got to ignore the facts. We got to ignore the physical reality. Okay, not put up blindfolds. Some people do that, and you could get yourself in enormous trouble, right? You gotta pay your bills. You gotta pay the things that you need to, right? So we're not saying don't live in this physical reality. What we are saying, though, is you don't have to always feel according to your physical reality. Instead, feel according to your imagined reality. Okay? How we manifest anything is this is an energetic world. I'm an energetic being, and the thing I want is an energetic substance. Okay? I have to align my feeling, align my energy with the thing I want, and I'm going to get closer to it as it's coming closer to me. Okay? Between the time of when you set your intention, manifestation-wise, when you set your desire, when you write it down in present tense and you see an end scene in your imagination, that time between then and when you actually receive it is called the bridge of incidents, or the bridge of happenings, or the bridge of events. Very important. There's a series of events that unfold, serendipitous things, coincidences, synchronicities that unfold in order for you to get the thing that you want. Ultimately, the universe is in charge of putting all those things at the right time, at the right place, if you will. You're just an instrument through which the universe is coming to and through you. Okay? So what do you do between now and then? Ignore the facts. Stop searching. So let me do an example here. This condo that I have right now with my amazing partner, you can see around me, it's right here on the beach, right in this ocean area, the Atlantic Ocean in Florida. It is an amazing place. I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful to be here. And it was not always easy to get to a place like this. Okay, so if you're not in a place like this so far, don't worry. I've been in a place where I was stuck in basically a bedroom with a bathroom and paying a low rent and sleeping on an air mattress. So, it's not always this way for people. You have to really get there, and you have to do a lot of mental effort just to get there. Okay, but let me do an example. We were in a place previous to this. It was more in the downtown area, and very chaotic, very crazy. I was very grateful for what we had there, right? It's a lot of goodness when you're in the city because you can walk places, and there's those scooters out, so we would always rent a little scooter and we go places, right? So a lot of great things, but we wanted a lot more peace and quiet. We wanted to live right on the water. We wanted to live on the beach. We've always wanted to do something like that. So the biggest idea here, though, is we've never done it. I've never committed to something like that. I've never committed to a multi-million-dollar condo. I've never committed to living in an area that I've never been in this part of Florida. I've never committed to living in a high-rise building like this exact one, right? So there's so many things that were going to be a stretch for us at the time, very uncomfortable things in our move here, but we were able to do it. And here's how. When we started to understand we wanted to live in a different place, the facts showed us that it wasn't going to happen. This took place in 2020 when there wasn't a lot of places being able to rent because of everything going on in the world. People weren't really able to move things forward. with life in the way you wanted to, because 2020 year, all the stuff that happened. Sometimes people weren't renting out places because a lot of people were not paying, and that was okay. That was because the rules and regulations changed in the government. So, the facts showed us that condos weren't really available. We had another requirement. We have 3 pets. We had a couple of dogs and we have a cat. So we needed a place that was pet friendly, and a lot of these condo buildings don't allow it, okay, because they don't have a place for it. They don't have a lot of grass. It's still pretty city oriented, and they can't go on the beach. Okay, so that was another thing showing a fact that it's almost near impossible to get that. Okay, last but not least was one of the toughest parts was trying to get someplace that had no furnishings, because a lot of people sell or rent condos already pre-furnished. We didn't want that. We wanted our own stuff. We're very spiritually oriented. We wanted all of our own things in there, right? So all these facts showed us that it was going to be really hard to get what we wanted, okay? Not only that, but financially, it was a big stretch compared to where I've ever been before, okay? It was very vulnerable for me, vulnerable spot, okay? So you add that into the equation as well. You add also the equation, well, we had about probably 45 days to find a place. By the time we actually tried to call, none of the condos were actually showing their listing. It was too fast. So we had to find a condo, seal the deal, close the deal within about 20 to 30 days or so, okay? All this while running our businesses, the company and everything else, right? So there was a lot of facts showing it wasn't gonna work out. We were just gonna have to extend the lease where we were at, or find a place closer to downtown area, that was not in a condo on the beach, okay? But I know this stuff, you know this stuff, and we ignored the facts, okay? My girlfriend and I, we ignored the facts, and we sat down together and we said, well, what is it that we do want? Practice manifestation, right? What is it that we do want? We wrote down all the qualities and the characteristics of the place that we wanted. We wanted to be on the beach. Our backyard being, we just walk outside and we're sitting on the beach. We're going in the ocean, okay? We also wanted a place that was pet friendly, a place that was unfurnished, all that good stuff, right? We wanted a place that was going to be very friendly, peaceful, okay? A place that was a lot more quieter, like I was mentioning as well. So we wrote down this list of qualities and characteristics, okay? Okay, the facts would show that none of those were going to be available. None of them almost were going to be available for us, right? But we ignored the facts. We wrote down the list. Then almost every day, it wasn't every day consistently, but almost every day, we would go ahead and visualize ourselves in that condo. Okay, we'd see ourselves sitting on the beach, smiling, bringing a glass of tea down there and reading a book. We saw ourselves going in the water with having family over, inviting family and friends over and having a little party and get together, okay? We saw ourselves with our animals in the condo building, freely and pet friendly, if you will, okay? So every night and every day we'd start to see these end scenes as if we were already there. We'd smell the salty air as if we were going outside. We'd feel the sand on our feet when we were walking through the sand in our imaginal, act or end scene. And as we did all these things, it became vivid, it became real. A series of events started to unfold that got us literally to get in this building, okay? I'm not gonna go through all the details, every single thing, but we had the right realtor at the right time showing us the places. We had the right owners at the right time for the condo building to allow a space that was unfurnished, that allowed pet friendly and all that good stuff, okay? Again, none of these were possible before, but it allowed us to serendipitously attract things in that allowed us to get here, okay? We attracted time. We attracted literally a revenue record month that allowed us to get the condo that we wanted, right? So it was like all these little things started to line up. It was very fast when it happened. It was like 2 to 3 weeks of time and it was done deal. It was over and ready to go, okay? At the same time, we were transforming our businesses. We had a couple of launches at that same time and everything else, so we were able again to manifest the time to actually secure this place. All right, so you ignoring the facts is really a part of this manifestation game. It's really saying there's no limitation. It doesn't matter where you're at, you can win, you can grow, and you can succeed. And all those are very essential components to manifesting and not limiting yourself in what's real and what's possible. So I encourage you as well, ignore the facts. Don't think according to facts in your life. Don't think according to limitation, okay? And how you do that is just focus on what you do want, the qualities, the characteristics. Focus on how it would make you feel as if you had it. Focus on really being there in the essence. You'll start to see the things move forward as you move forward, okay? Try it out. And I encourage you to absolutely try it out every single day for the next 30 days. Try it on something you think is impossible. Try it on something you think is far more limited than you actually can be and accomplish into your life, okay? In the comment section below, say, I am a winner. I will ignore the facts, okay? Activate that phrase into your life. I am a winner. I will ignore the facts. Allow yourself to be saturated by the feeling of that, okay? Because convincing yourself and accepting the idea to ignore the facts is not always easy, because your mind's going to want to wander. We're programmed to think according to the physical, according to unlimited, according to paradigm, according to programming. But you can change that, okay? So again, comment that below and allow yourself to be saturated by the idea. Accept the idea for yourself, okay? Try it out. You're going to love it.